Today we're looking at journal page 26, dividing polynomials with long division. So let's take a basic mathematical problem and use that to explain long division, okay? So let's take 93 divided by 4. So step 1, divide. Well, you ask yourself, how many times is 4 going to 9? Okay, well, the answer to that is 2. 4 times 2 is 8. So in step 2, we actually multiply. What is 4 times 2? Well, 4 times 2 is 8. Step 3, then we subtract 9 minus 8, and we have 1. Okay, now we bring down, so we bring down a 3, and you ask go, well, 4 times what gives you close to 13? Well, the answer to that is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Subtract 13 minus 12 is 1, so you have a remainder of 1. So your solution to 93 divided by 4 is equal to 23 plus 1 divided by 4. Okay, so if you would finish up your notes. All right, now your notes are completed. Now, we're going to use that same logic when doing long division with polynomials. Okay, so example 1. So x squared plus 5x plus 6 divided by 1x plus 2. And I'm going to go ahead and put a 1 right there. Okay. Well, now you ask yourself, well, what do you multiply 1x by to give you 1x squared? The answer to that is 1x. Okay. Now we multiply. 1x times 1x is 1x squared. 1x times 2 is 2x. Now we subtract. So we subtract the 1x and subtract the 2x. This cancels. 5x minus 2x is 3x. We're going to bring down the 6. Now you ask yourself, well, what do you multiply 1x by to give you 3x? The answer to that is plus 3. Now we multiply. 3 times 1x is 3x. And 3 times 2 is 6. We now subtract. Cancels, you're left with a remainder of 0. So your answer is 1x plus 3 plus 0 divided by x plus 2. But that's just 0, so your answer is 1x plus 3. Okay, go ahead and finish up example 1. All right, let's take a look at example 2. So 1x cubed plus 8x squared plus 21x plus 20 divided by 1x plus 4. Okay, now you ask yourself, what do you multiply 1x by to give you 1x cubed? And the answer to that is 1x squared. Now we multiply 1x squared times 1x is 1x cubed. 1x times 4 is 4x squared. Now we're going to subtract. That cancels. 8x squared minus 4x squared is 4x squared. Bring down the plus 21x. Now you ask yourself, what do you multiply 1x by to give you 4x squared? The answer to that is plus 4x. So now we multiply. 4x times 1x is 4x squared. 4x times 4 is 16x. Now we subtract. Well, that cancels. 21x minus 16x is 5x. Bring down to plus 20. Now you ask yourself, what do you multiply 1x by to give you 5x? The answer to that is plus 5. So 5 times 1x is 5x 5 times 4 is 20. We now subtract. So your remainder equals 0. Okay? So that's 1x squared plus 4x plus 5 plus 0 divided by x plus 4. Now, that's just 0, so your answer is 1x squared plus 4x plus 5. Okay, finish up example 2. All right, let's take a look at example 3. Okay, so we're going to take 15x squared plus 8x minus 12 divided by 3x plus 1. Okay, so now you ask yourself, what do you multiply 3x by to give you 15x squared? The answer to that is 5x. So now we multiply. 5x times 3x is 15x squared. 5x times 1 is 5x. We now subtract. That cancels. 8x minus 5x is 3x. Bring down to minus 12. Okay. Now you ask yourself, what do you multiply 3x by to give you 3x? The answer to that is plus 1. So 1 times 3x is 3x. 1 times 1 is 1. We now subtract. So that cancels. You're left with a remainder of negative 13. So your answer is 5x plus 1 minus 13 divided by 3x plus 1. Okay, go and finish up example 3. All right, now let's take a look at example 4. Okay, so 1x to the 4th minus 3x cubed. Now, you have to be careful. You have to have every exponent listed. They're missing an x squared, so you have to put plus 0x squared, then minus 7x minus 14. You have to have every exponent. So 4, 3, 2, and then technically that's a 1. Okay? By x minus 4. Put a 1 there. Okay? Now you ask yourself, what do you multiply 1x by to give you 1x to the 4th? The answer to that is 1x cubed. So 1x cubed times 1x is 1x to the 4th. 1x cubed times negative 4 is negative 4x cubed. Now we're going to subtract, but when you subtract a negative, it becomes positive. So that cancels. You get negative 3x cubed, and 4x cubed is 1x cubed. Bring down the plus 0x squared. Now you ask yourself, what do you multiply 1x by to give you 1x cubed? The answer to that is plus 1x squared. So now multiply 1x squared times 1x is 1x cubed. 1x squared times negative 4 is negative 4x squared. We're going to subtract. When you subtract the negative, it becomes positive, so that cancels. You get 4x squared. Bring down to minus 7x. Now you ask yourself, what do you multiply 1x by to give you 4x squared? The answer to that is 4x. So 4x times 1x is 4x squared. 4x times negative 4 is negative 16x. Subtract, but when you subtract the negative, it becomes positive. Those cancel. So negative 7 and 16 is 9x. Bring down to minus 14. 1x times 9 using 9x. So let's multiply 9 times x is 9x. And then 9 times negative 4 is a negative 36. I'm going to subtract. Subtract a negative becomes positive. Negative 14 and 36 is 22. So you have a remainder of 22. So your answer is 1x cubed plus 1x squared plus 4x plus 9 plus 22 divided by x minus 4. Okay, go ahead and finish up example 4. All right, let's finish up example 5. Or I should say start example 5. So now be careful. The x cubed needs to come first. So it's 3x cubed plus 4x squared. Also, this is missing an x. So plus 0x plus 10. Remember, 3, 2, 1. You want to have every x one represented, okay? Divided by x minus 2. Okay, so now we ask ourselves, what do you multiply 1x by to give you 1x cubed? The answer to that is 1x squared. So we multiply 1x squared times 1x is 1x cubed. 1x squared times negative 2 is, is negative 2x squared. Now subtract. Ooh, wait a second. Now I'm kind of glad I made this mistake. If these don't cancel, then you made a mistake here. Okay? So let's re-ask yourself, what do you multiply 1x by to give you 3x cubed? The answer to that is 3. Now when you multiply, you get 3x cubed. These will cancel. Okay? And subtract the negative becomes positive. Those cancel. 4x squared and 2x squared is 6x squared. Okay? Bring down the plus 0x. Now you ask yourself, what do you multiply 1x by to give you 6x squared? The answer to that is plus 6x. Oh, wait. So 3 times x is 3x, but 3 times 2 is 6. So 4 and 6 is 10. So again, it's very important that you look over your work, and sometimes you want to rework it, and you'll catch mistakes like that, okay? Okay, so now 10 times x is 10x squared. 10 times, or 10x times negative 2 is negative 20x. Subtract, when you subtract, negative becomes positive, so you get 20x. Bring down the plus 10. Now you ask yourself, what do you multiply x by to give you 20x? The answer to that is plus 20. 20 times x is 20x. 20 times negative 2 is negative 40. Subtract. When you subtract the negative, it becomes positive, so 10 plus 40 is 50. So your answer is 3x squared plus 10x plus 20 plus 50 divided by x minus 2. Okay, if you would, go ahead and finish up example 5. And start working on your assignment, and have a wonderful Wildcat day.